steps in. We're ready to go. And with the play-by-play story, here again, Pete Van Wieren.
Okay, thank you, Skip. Hatcher 1 for 5 in the first game, now hitting .332 for the year. And Lebrand's first pitch on the way. Game 2 is underway. Ball 1 outside. Lebrand, who throws fastballs, sliders, and changeups, and usually works ahead in the count. Breaking ball, fly ball to right. Murphy there. 1 out in the top of the first. Skip, you mentioned that the Bluebirds were hurt a little bit when the Braves took the field. I think the thing that's been the most frustrating for the fans of the Braves this year is Barry Larkin steps in. He was 1 for 5 in the first game. This is the 25th year this team has played in Atlanta. Braves just played their 62nd game of the year. They've won 23, lost 39, as you mentioned. The worst ever Atlanta Braves team was 22-40 at this time. That happened twice, 1979 and 1988. So this team right now playing at a pace that ranks with Atlanta's worst. And nobody expected that this year. This was supposed to be the year it all began to come together. Charlie Lebrand doing most of the talking in that conference. Jimmy Kremers, a rookie catcher.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That is. 8 days, and you're talking too about a couple of seasons where the Braves got off to like a 3-1 start, so you're talking about insignificant days among those 8. Kremers hasn't caught Charlie Lebrand very often, so Lebrand called him out and told him what he wanted to do to Barry Larkin. What he wanted to do was throw a changeup for a strike in the outside corner. 0-1.
I wonder if Kremers maybe forgotten was using some Richmond signs that didn't make any sense to Lebrand.
Charlie pitches a little backwards in that he uses a fastball to set up his other pitches.
Sort of a left-handed Doyle Alexander.
Yeah. And if you haven't done much catching, Kremers is only in his 3rd year of pro ball. Takes a little time to get used to catching a pitcher like that. He called for something off speed. There it was. A little fly ball, shallow left field. Gant there. He's got it 2 down. Our cohort Don Sutton likes to say of pitchers like Charlie Lebrand, who by the way is talking with Kremers again as Chris Sabo is coming to the plate. Lebrand, one of those types of pitchers that lets the hitters get themselves out. Doesn't try to overpower anybody, just keep them off stride. Sabo 3 for 4 with another home run against the Braves in the first game, hitting over 500 against Braves pitching for the year. Trying to butt his way on, fouls it back 0-1.
Not a bad idea. You hit a home run to tie the game. Next time up, try to beat out a bunt.
Lebrand lifetime 93 wins, 79 losses. No lifetime record as far as wins or losses against Cincinnati. Has only faced them once before. That was last week. That was the game that the Braves let get away in the 9th inning in Cincinnati by a 4-3 score. Charlie pitched 7 innings in that game, allowed 3 runs. Here's the 1-1 to Sabo, hit foul. Lebrand ahead in the count, 1-2. Russ Nixon was saying before tonight's doubleheader he would like the Braves' young starting pitchers to watch the way Charlie Lebrand not only pitches, but what he does between starts. First the 1-2 pitch. Almost hit him 2-2. When you've got 4 days off between starts, Russ Nixon feels a pitcher can really only take one of them as a real off day, and that's the day after he pitches. Days 2, 3, and 4, you start thinking about your next start. You start looking at other hitters. Once you get into the series that you're going to pitch in, you start watching every pitch and the way every pitcher works every hitter, so that when you go out on the mound and it's your turn that 5th day, you've spent 3 days pretty much preparing for exactly what it is you want to do against each hitter. That's the way Charlie Lebrand operates. Some of the youngsters, he feels, have not been giving it that kind of concentration. Still 2-2 on Sabo. 2 outs, bases empty. Game 2 just underway. Cincinnati won the first one 4-2, and Sabo pops it straight up out near the bag at second. Treadway puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3. Top of the first for Liebrandt. Nothing doing for the Reds. We go to the bottom half of the first of Game 2 with no score.
Losing your ping pong paddle is hard. New Busch Light is easy. Buying a used car is hard.
No score as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. The Reds defensively in Game 2 will have Glenn Braggs moving over into left field. Hatcher plays center in Game 2. Paul O'Neill in right. The infield the same on the left side with Sabo and Larkin. Oster gets the start at second. Benzinger at first. Joe Oliver catching. The former Brave Rick Mailer. 1-1, a 5.23 earned run average. He's 0-2 lifetime against Atlanta. A pitcher much in the same vein of Charlie Liebrandt. Never tries to overpower hitters. One of the few pitchers who's been able to pitch successfully at the major league level, working usually behind in the count. And he faces Otto McDowell to lead off here. McDowell 0-for-1 in the first game. Throws him an off-speed breaking ball right under the glove of Benzinger into right field. An error will be charged to Todd Benzinger. The Braves have their leadoff man on.
He looks at the glove, but I don't think the glove was the trouble here. The ball went right under it.
What it looked like he was trying to do there was start on his way back to first base before he was sure he had the ball. Mailer was over there to cover. Jeff Treadway, the batter. Jeff 2-for-5 in the first game. And between games, he got a chance to present a special plaque from the Braves to the NCAA championship baseball team, the University of Georgia, school that Jeff went to and played for.
Why would they play the Battle Hymn of the Republic when he comes to the plate?
That's glory, glory to old Georgia.
Oh, of course. I thought we were making some kind of social commentary.
Well, it could be a plea for help from above. The runner goes. Treadway swings. Line drive center field. Base hit. McDowell heading for third. And runners are at the corners with nobody out for Ron Gant. Third hit of the night for Treadway.
Just laid the bat on the ball and flicked his wrists. And a base hit to center, the result.
Gant 1-for-4 in the opener, now at .321 for the year. First and third, nobody out. Cincinnati will play at double play depth. Rick Mailer, for the first time in his long career, spent some time on the disabled list this year, but it was not because of any arm problems. He's never had arm problems despite all the innings he's pitched. He had a muscle pull in his leg, which caused him to miss a couple of weeks. He's ahead in the count on Gant 0-1. Gives you a little bit of everything. Fastballs, curves, good slow curve. Also has a straight change, occasionally a knuckleball.
He's really upset with that mound out there. They really wet the field down between games.
Now the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ron Gant. Mailer signed as a free agent with the Reds after leaving the Braves. Last year, as his first year with Cincinnati, he was 9-13. Line drive, base hit, left center field by Gant. That gets the run in. McDowell scores from third. Treadway stops at second. It's 1-0 Atlanta. And the Braves trying to put together a big inning here in the bottom half of the first. Still nobody out. RBI number 27 for Ron Gant.
See what he hit here. Curveball, pretty good pitch. Not down as much as Rick would have liked, and Ron spanked it sharply into left.
So now they're at first and second, still nobody out. 1 run in. Here's Presley, comes in at .270 after going 2-for-4 in the first game. 7 homers, 30 RBIs now. Ball 1 the count. Mailer early in the year unhappy because he wasn't in the starting rotation. Lou Piniella was going basically with 4 pitchers because of all the off days and the rainouts that you get in April. Rick made it very clear that he didn't feel comfortable in the bullpen. Agreed to go out there for a few games. Then Jose Rijo got hurt. Mailer stepped in, started a couple, then he got hurt. And then Ron Robinson got traded, and now in the 5-man rotation, Mailer's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike on Presley. The runner at second is Jeff Treadway. Ron Gant, who just drove in the first run of the second game, is at first. And the 1-1. Broken bat grounder toward short. Larkin goes to second. Got it there just in time for the out on Gant. Funny looking play there. The ball hit to the left side. Larkin went after the ball. Sabo bailed out as the meat end of that bat came flying down at him.
And I don't blame him. That thing was really coming. Talk about sawing somebody off. That pitch backs up on Presley. And you can see Larkin, but what you don't see is Sabo headed for left field. Close play at second base. They just did get it.
First and third now with 1 out for Murphy. Murphy 0 for 3 in the opener. Now batting .256 for the year. 10 homers, 35 runs driven in. Didn't get the Mailer fastball. 0-1. Murphy 3 for 12 with 1 home run lifetime against Mailer. One ball, 1 strike to Murphy. Now the 1-1. Got the outside corner with a breaking ball. 1-2. Mailer pitched against the Braves in Cincinnati last week. He went 5 2/3. Was in trouble most of the night. 8 hits, 4 walks, but only 2 runs scored. He had a lot of 3-2 counts through 116 pitches in 5 2/3 innings. Murphy started after it, but did not go, says Joe West. 2-2 the count. Upstairs with the fastball. There's the first 3-2 count Mailer's had in this game. We'll see if Presley takes off on this 3-2 pitch. He is not going, and Murphy pops 1 foul off to the right. It remains full on Murph. The runner at third, Jeff Treadway. The runner at first is now Jim Presley. 1 run is in, 1 man out. And the 3-2. He got him. Chased a fastball that may have been a bit outside. Mailer has his first strikeout.
Yeah, it could have been off the plate. 3 inches or something.
Now Dave Justice back in the lineup in game 2. Didn't play in the first game against the left-handed starter. Justice 248 for the year. A couple of home runs. 14 runs driven in. trying to battle his way out of a slump. He's a native of the Cincinnati area. Did not have a good series at the plate against the Reds last week. Here's the 1-0. 2-0. The count now to Dave Justice. If you just tuned in, this is the bottom of the first in game 2. Cincinnati won the opener 4-2. They scored 3 in the 9th to win it. And the count goes to 3-0 on Justice.
Think they might turn him loose here, trying to get him out of the slump? And
I wouldn't. I'll tell you why, because you got a hot hitter, Jeff Blauser, on deck.
Right.
But we'll see. He takes ball 4. Mailer walks his first. So right off the bat here in game 2, Rick in some big trouble. He's already given up 1 run, although that run is unearned because McDowell reached on an error. Now he's got the bases loaded, 2 outs, and a hot hitter and Jeff Blauser coming to the plate. Jeff 3 out of 4 in the first game. Now at 287. Taking a strike, 0-1. And that pitch hits Jeff Blauser on the left arm. That'll bring Treadway in from third, the second run of the inning. Blauser gets an RBI the hard way. Jeff Porter will come out to make sure Blauser's okay. That one made pretty good contact. You could hear the smack all the way up here.
boy, I got him good. In fact, when you heard it, I thought it hit the bat. But it obviously didn't. Look like right on the wrist.
So 2 runs have scored, and the Braves have had all kinds of different ways of getting runners aboard here in the first inning. As Stan Williams, the pitching coach, out to talk now with Rick Mailer. Braves runners have reached on an error, 2 singles, a fielder's choice, a walk, and a hit batsman. And it's 2-0 Atlanta. The 8th man to bat in the inning will be the catcher, Jimmy Kremers. Blauser still hurting a little bit down at first. Kremer still looking for his first major league hit. He's 0 for 9 since coming up from Richmond. Eighth man to bat in the inning. Ball 1 inside. That's foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you followed the Braves when Rick Mailer pitched over here, got to see him pitch a lot, you might recall that the first inning was often a troublesome one for Rick Mailer. He would oftentimes give up a run or 2 or more in the first inning, then settle down and pitch okay. And he's in some first inning hot water here. Behind another hitter, 2-1 to Kremers. And it's 3-0 now on Kremers. The runner at third, Presley. The runner at second, Justice. The runner at first, Blauser. Fly ball hit high and fairly deep to right center, but he got under it a little bit. And O'Neill going back, still going back, gets to the edge of the warning track and makes the catch for the out. So 8 men come to the plate in the bottom half of the first. 2 of them score, and the Braves lead 3. We go to inning number 2 in game 2. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
I'm on my way. Boise.
When your travel plans suddenly change,
You gotta help me. I checked my case to Boston, now they want me in Boise.
it's good to know Delta's got a team like Cumbus
Walt, I need a recheck fast.
to Price
Large sample case?
to Morris
number 0479.
to Eldridge.
I got it.
Great job, Walt. No problem, Mr. DePrima.
Thanks.
Mr. DePrima, Mr. Michael DePrima, please call your office.
Walt? About that bag.
One Tough Motor Oil announces one tough guarantee. The Quaker State 250,000-mile or 10-year guarantee. Register your new car at a participating service center. Then use only Quaker State. Have oil and filter changed as directed at a service center, and if any lubricated engine part suffers an oil-related breakdown within 250,000 miles or 10 years, you're covered. Quaker State guarantees it in writing. The big Q is one Tough Motor Oil.
Mr. Ian McKenzie. I'm Angus McKenzie. Ian's moved down the road.
Today, with service to more than 180 countries,
Oh, you'd be wanting Ian Alistair Mackenzie.
UPS delivers to nearly 4 billion people,
Russell for McKenzie.
including the extraordinary concentration of Mackenzies along the northeast coast of Scotland.
Mr. Ian Alistair McKenzie. No trouble finding me, did you, lad? No trouble at all.
UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Danger, excitement, adventure. See what the world has for you on National Geographic Explorer. 9 Eastern Sunday night on TBS.
2-0 Atlanta. We go to the top half of inning 2. Glenn Braggs, Todd Benzinger, and Paul O'Neill go up against Charlie Leibrandt. Both the Atlanta runs unearned. Braggs will lead it off. 2 for 5 in the first game. Is now hit safely in all 7 games since coming over from Milwaukee, and has 7 RBIs in those 7 games. He takes a strike from Leibrandt, 0-1. Fouled away, 0-2. Cincinnati came out of spring training knowing they had a pretty good ball club. In fact, they were picked by many before spring training even began to win the West. But they are stronger now than they were at the beginning of the year. There's a foul back by Braggs, 0-2. The acquisition of Glenn Braggs gives them a little bit better right-hand hitter than Rolando Rooms was. Rooms claimed now by Montreal, playing over there. Just before the season started, a trade made for Billy Hatcher. So the outfield situation much improved. Braggs out of there on strikes. First strikeout for Charlie Leibrandt. And he gets Braggs on something off speed. Just that straight change. The bottom falls out of it. Now Todd Benzinger. Benzinger 1 for 4 in the first game. This one hit on a play to the right. 0-1. But a real key to Cincinnati's success this year has been staying away from all the injuries that devastated this team a year ago. Big improvement on their pitching staff. They were 10th in the National League a year ago. The year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Benzinger was the only player on the Reds last year not to go on the disabled list among the 8 position players. And he drills this one into right center field for a base hit. Cincinnati's first base runner of tonight's second game. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Paul O'Neill. O'Neill had a base hit as a pinch hitter in the first game, was thrown out trying to go to second. Hitting .289 for the year, 8 homers and a club leading 37 RBIs. He takes a strike from Leibrandt. That was the fastball. Caught the outside corner, 0-1. Trying to get a breaking ball over that same spot Missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. O'Neill checking out third base coach Sam Perlazzo. Lebrant's 1-1, got the breaking ball. On the outside edge, 1-2. One man out, Benzinger at first. Atlanta with a 2-0 lead. Now the 1-2, and O'Neill takes just outside. Lebrant has thrown 4 pitches trying to hit that same spot with all 4 of them. He's hit it with 2 and missed with 2. And the count even now on O'Neill. Lebrant goes to first. Benzinger gets back. O'Neill just getting spot duty now against left-hand pitching now that Glenn Braggs has been acquired. Did not get the start in the first game. Now the 2-2 pitch, little fly ball, shallow center. McDowell coming on. He'll get there. Back to first goes Benzinger. 2 men are out. And now second baseman Ron Oster. Oster having a good year. 324, no homers, 5 RBIs. And that's something else it takes if you're going to win a division. When you do get an injury, and the Reds have not been injury free, they have had a couple players get hurt. Mariano Duncan was one of them. Duncan went out for 2 weeks. Oster filled in during those 2 weeks and hit 300. He takes a strike, 0-1. Oster a much better hitter from the left side than he is right-handed. Very seldom in his career did he get a whole lot of at-bats right-handed. Lines this one down the right side, foul. 0-2. This year he's hitting .267 right-handed. That's not bad, but he's hitting .345 from the left side. And I wonder what sort of thoughts go through the minds of those people you just saw down in the Braves bullpen after letting another one get away. The 0-2 on the way. Fastball missed inside. 1-2. That evens it 2-2. He started to go. Did not, says Joe West. Still a full count, 3-2 on Ron Oster.
Here's the pitch again. No, I don't think he did either.
Benzinger will take off on this 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Justice a play behind him. He'll back up even deeper once Lebrant begins to go toward home. And a little looping fly ball, shallow left field. Blauser goes back, can't get to it. In for a base hit by running on the 3-2 pitch. Benzinger makes it all the way around to third. And a little flare for Oster. Falls into left. Runners first and third now with 2 outs for Joe Oliver.
Just reached out and got enough of it to get it over the shortstop's head and drop it in front of the left field.
Nothing wrong with that pitch.
Nope.
Sometimes you get unlucky. Here's Oliver, 2 for 4 in the opener. Doing double duty tonight. He got a couple of innings off in the first game. Now 234 for the year. Takes one upstairs for a ball. The team Charlie Leibrandt played for last year, the Kansas City Royals, a real mystery this year. They're still in the bottom of the the American League West. Count goes to 1-1. 26-36, 15.5 games behind Oakland. That was a team that a lot of people picked to win that division, or at least contend for it. The 1-1 bounces up there. Good block by Kremers. 2-1, the count to Joe Oliver. No TV tomorrow night. The game will be on Braves radio only. Tommy Green will get the start for Atlanta. He'll face Jack Armstrong. It was Pete Smith's turn to start. Pete will now be backed up until Saturday, still recovering from that shot he took off the bat of Terry Kennedy. Check swing roller. He was trying to get out of the way of a high inside pitch. And after being unlucky on Ron Oster, Charlie Leibrandt gets lucky against Joe Oliver. The Reds lead 2. We go to the bottom of the second in game 2. 2-0 Atlanta.
The world's best divers. Breathtaking, record-breaking, memory-making. The 1990 Goodwill Games. This summer on your TBS channel.
Johnny Bench, Baseball Hall of Famer.
The Reds do it. So do Krylon Blues. Krylon paint turns everything old Krylon new. Because Krylon goes on rich and beautiful. Dries fast, smooth, and even. Makes whatever you paint Krylon new. Spray on Krylon for a smooth, professional finish every time. With no runs, no drips, no errors. Now that's Krylon new.
Krylon.
If you were a bank, you'd have to know what it's like to take care of your family. Manage your assets and have an estate plan. That's what we do at CNS.
I think you'll find everything exactly the way we discussed it.
Well, we've decided to set up a trust fund for the three of you.
And it's what we intend to keep on doing for you and those you do things for. We're CNS, where you belong.
Why would I want a Toyota if I could have a Honda? I'm thinking.
Why settle for something just like a Honda? Right now, you can get the lowest prices of the year on every Civic, Accord, and Prelude in stock. Atlanta's and America's top-selling cars have never been more affordable. So get a real deal on the real thing at your North Georgia Honda dealers today.
This could take a while.
Braves have a 2-0 lead. We go to the bottom half of inning 2. Pitcher Charlie Leibrandt will lead it off against Rick Mailer. And going to be McDowell and Jeff Treadway. We will televise again on Thursday night. John Smoltz against Danny Jackson in that series. And San Diego comes to town for the weekend. And then the Dodgers will be here next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before the Braves hit the road again. First lengthy homestand the Braves have had since mid-May. Leibrandt has hit the ball extremely well this year. Not really known for his hitting, a 146 lifetime average. But he's gotten 4 hits and 7 at-bats in his first 3 games. This one out of play, 0-1. Mailer missing high with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that just misses. 2-1. Mailer now 36 years old. Good trivia question. When Rick Mailer made his major league debut in 1979 with the Atlanta Braves, he came in relief. And the pitcher that he relieved that day was his brother, Mickey Mailer. There's a drive out towards second by Leibrandt. Oster fields and throws him out, 1 down. And now ought to be McDowell, who got the bottom half of the first inning started, reaching in an error by Benzinger.
Last I heard from Mickey, he was selling Cadillacs in Salt Lake City.
And pitched in the senior league down in Florida this year. In fact, he got a lot of innings in down there.
Is that thing, what's the status of that for next year?
I think it's on. The one thing I have heard is that there might be a cutback in the number of games. Perhaps the season ran a little long to maintain interest. There's also talk of expansion out to Arizona. Two and nothing now. And it'll be McDowell once again. Mailer behind in the count, but it's not unusual for him to pitch this way. Driven hard to right field and right at O'Neill, who hardly had to move to make the catch. 2 down.
Maybe that's what they'll do for all when they announce the 2 new teams for the National League and expansion. All those other cities that have put bids in will get a team in the senior league to assuage their feelings. I don't know if that would work if it happened to be Buffalo.
Now, it might be a little chilly up there in December and January. Jeff Treadway had a base hit. Came around to score in the first. Edging closer again to 300 now at 294. Fly ball center. Hatcher is there. And after struggling in the first inning, Rick Mailer has a 1-2-3 bottom half of the second. After 2 in game 2, it's the Braves 2 and the Reds nothing.
I'm about to ask a total stranger if he would compare the new Eagle Nacho Cheese tortilla chips with the other leading brand. Excuse me, stranger. Have I ever seen you before in my life? Would you mind tasting the new Eagle Nacho Cheese tortilla chips? Mmm, good, eh? And now the other leading brand?
I like these.
You've got to compare. You're ruining the commercial. Jack. Jack.
I don't care, Tony. I love these.
And there you have it. Scientific evidence that certain persons prefer Eagle. New Eagle Nacho Cheese. You're going to love them.
Hello up there. I'm Marty Shagru, and as you know, some 45 short days ago, I was appointed as trustee of this great and proud company. We are running a very good airline here today. The problem is that a lot of potential customers out there don't know it. Yes, we have a large, deep hole to climb out of. So what we're going to do is we're going to impose a very noticeable time frame on ourselves. For the next 100 days, you're going to see Eastern Airlines get a little bit better every day. So we're not going to promise the moon because you and I both know we can't deliver it. And I don't ask that you agree with everything I have to say. But let's get the dialogue going and let's go. Who wants to start? Yes, sir, in the back. Come up here and grab a mic so we can...
Mr. Shagru,
After losing the first game 4-2, the Braves have the lead 2-0 going to the third here in game 2. Elsewhere in the National League, the Mets have the Cardinals shut out behind David Cone, Kevin McReynolds, Orlando Mercado have homered for New York. Chicago leads Montreal 1-0 after 6 behind rookie Sean Bosky. Pirates and the Phillies tied going to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Later on, Houston at Los Angeles, San Diego at San Francisco. Wild one brewing in Detroit in the American League. They're only in the 4th inning. And the Tigers have a 7-6 lead over Oakland. Trammell is homered for Detroit. Both of the Hendersons, Ricky and Dave, for Oakland. Cleveland leads Baltimore in the 5th. Boston a 2-1 lead over Toronto in a big series there in the 7th. California 1-0 over Chicago in the 4th. The other games are early. Here it's 2-0. We go to the third. Here's Skip.
Okay, Pete, thank you very much. Rick Mailer leads it off. He's hitting 200 for the year. He's always been a pretty good hitter. He does not run well at all, but he swings the bat in good fashion. Charlie Leibrandt goes to work. Right back where it came from. 1 down. Mailer is retired. Here's Hatcher. He flied to right his first time. So Hatcher 1 for 6 on the evening. pitcher takes a little extra time to allow Mailer to get back to the dugout. 2-0 Atlanta, our score in the third. Who are your choices, Pete, for who do you guess the expansion cities will be?
Well, the two that you hear most often are Denver and the St. Petersburg, Tampa area.
Let up high, 1-0.
But all of the officials of baseball maintain that that is not a lock. That a lot of cities, there are about 10 altogether that have interest. Phoenix, Buffalo, Indianapolis, Washington, D.C.,
Orlando,
Vancouver, Miami.
1 ball, no strikes.
I think one of the Florida cities will get one of the teams.
Yeah, I did too. Fly ball, right center field, pretty well hit. Murphy on the move, he's there. And Hatcher is again flied to right, 2 down. Barry Larkin, the batter. I guess Washington still has a chance, but it's hard to understand how a city with Major League Baseball 30 miles away could take precedence over.
Yeah, I really don't think I don't think they're going to get an expansion team.
I mean, most of those congressmen can afford to get to Baltimore, one way or the other.
And it would be difficult to justify giving an expansion team to a city that has already lost 2 franchises.
0-1 the count.
I think it's going to be myself between Denver and Buffalo.
Could well be.
For the other one.
Drilled but foul.
And either Tampa, Orlando, or Miami for one, either Denver or Buffalo for the other one. I see our pal Larry King has been hired by the city of Buffalo to be the voice on their presentation that they're going to make to Major League Baseball.
Is he going to do the whole presentation or leave a little early? Just kidding, Larry. The 0-2 pitch. A little bit inside. A ball and 2 strikes. Larry and Phil Rizzuto, the only play-by-play men I know who do the game and hit the limo before the game's over. The 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Ground ball foul past third. Still 1-2. Leibrandt and Mailer, similar pitchers in that they don't try to strike a lot of guys out. They want you to hit the ball. They've got an idea of what they're doing. They change speeds in and out. High pop foul. Might stay in play. Kremer's coming over near the railing. He's got it. And the inning is over. Larkin fouls to the catcher. He's 1 for 7 on the night. No hits, no runs, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Braves 2, Reds nothing.
Danger, excitement, adventure. See what the world has for you on National Geographic Explorer. 9 Eastern Sunday night on TBS.
At the Legend and Steak, prime rib is a tradition. And every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night, it's just $8.95. Our famous prime rib dinner, salad bar, baked potato, just $8.95 Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at Steak and Ale.
Mercury Grand Marquis continues a long line of traditional full-size sedans. It offers a standard V8 engine and the largest trunk of any American car. And at trade-in time, Grand Marquis retains a higher percentage of its original selling price than any car in its class, including Buick Electra, Olds 98, even Cadillac Rome. Maybe that's why Grand Marquis enjoys the highest model loyalty of any Ford Motor Company product. And now you can enjoy $650 in option package savings on Grand Marquis LS at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Lots of motor oils claim to be tough. Quaker State puts it in writing.
Ask your participating service center about Quaker State's tough lubrication guarantee.
Only a tough motor oil can make a guarantee this tough. Quaker State is one tough motor oil.
Wednesday night on TBS. A passenger train is changing course. Strange things are happening.
Who are you?
Bodies are missing.
Fact is, Major, we have a killer aboard.
Charles Bronson's about to put the brakes on this deadly departure. Alistair McLean's Brake Arc Pass. 8:05 Eastern on TBS Wednesday night.
Ron Gant lined the first pitch of the inning, a solid single to left field, and he's aboard to start the Atlanta third.
Having another good night at the plate. His third hit. He had one in the first game. He's 2 for 2 in this one.
He's really got quick hands. That fastball was moving in on him, and he got the bat head out there and drilled it. Jim Presley, the batter, he bounced into a force play his first time. 2 unearned runs has Atlanta on top. Braves have 3 hits. The Reds have 2. Reds won the first game 4-2.
You know, when you talk about candidates for comeback player of the year, it doesn't always have to be somebody that comes back from an injury. Ron Gant certainly has to be a candidate when you think about his story of a year ago, going all the way back down to A-ball and maybe playing in an all-star game this year.
Closer, but he's back all right. Runner at first, nobody out. Low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Harry Wendelstedt calling the balls and strikes. He runs that umpire school down in Ormond Beach, Florida. You can check the ads in Baseball America or the Sporting News if you're interested. Many of the graduates of that school now umpiring in the major leagues. There's no guarantee, but you can make 6 figures now as a major league umpire. Close play there. Crowd a little restless with Mailer. Rick Mailer was signed as the Braves primarily as cannon fodder, just to round out a rookie league roster. They didn't think he would ever pitch in the major league. Sort of did a favor to his brother. Runner going, base hit left field. Gant can't pick it up right away and thus has to stop at second. So despite sending the runner, he's forced to pull up at second base. Presley has his 3rd hit of the night. And here's Dale Murphy.
Probably a pretty good idea. This ball was hit so sharply. A good idea for Gant not to go beyond second anyway. You never want to make the first out of any inning at third base. You see him take off on the pitch. He sees the ball hit, looks up in the air, can't pick it up, then looks at his third base coach, Roy Matika, and now picks the ball up. But even if he keeps on going, it would have been difficult for him to get all the way around to third.
That must be a lonesome feeling when you're out there on the base paths and you hear the crack of the bat and have no idea what has happened. 2 on, nobody out. Braves trying to break it open here. Murphy looks at one low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Looks like Tim Burtsis throwing in the Reds bullpen. The big left-hander begins to heat up. Dale 0 for 3 in the first game. A strikeout victim his first time this contest. Strike, knees, outside corner, 1-1.
Back to the umpiring for just a moment. The normal span of time that a guy has to spend in the minor leagues as an umpire before making it to the majors is about 7 years. The pay is not real good, but it may be going up. There's a big move on to get umpires in the minor leagues a little more money.
And they certainly deserve it. Into the dirt, good play by Oliver. And the expansion will add to the chances of umpires making the big leagues. They'll need a few more.
That's right. They'll need 4 more in the National League in 1993.
2 balls and a strike. I think expansion is a good thing for the cities involved, but where are we going to get the players? The 2-1. Lined into right field. O'Neill coming on, dives, and made the catch. Highway robbery. Murphy hit it right on the nose, but out. Dave Justice will bat.
O'Neill happy he's playing on natural grass and not on turf here. Look at that arm slide along the grass. Really a good play. That ball slicing toward the line.
That's the exact same play that Eric Davis had all the skin ripped off his arm in Cincinnati a week ago. Justice takes a strike. He walked his first time. First and second now, 1 out. With all the pitching problems that so many teams have, it's terrifying to think of finding 20 more pitchers. The let up. He was out in front, squibbed it down the third base side. He's in the hole 0-2. Jeff Blauser on deck. The runners lead. Gant at second, Presley at first. There's 1 out. High and away, 1-2. Padres in for the weekend. 7:40 Friday, 7:10 Saturday, 2:10 Sunday. Then the Dodgers for 3. Then we go to Montreal and Philadelphia. The 1-2. Just missed high and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And ultimately, I think both leagues want to go to 16 teams. You might see 2 more American League clubs by maybe 1997, maybe 2 more in the National League by the year 2000.
I'd like to live long enough to see Atlanta get in the Eastern Division.
That might happen in '93.
The 2-2. Low, 3-2. After being ahead in the count 0-2, Mailer has run it full. As Pete said, that's not unusual for him. He throws a lot of pitches. Piniella talks it over with his pitching coach, Stan Williams. They go. Drill, left center field. Hatcher is there, makes the catch. Gant races back towards second. He'll make it all right. And Presley back to first. That ball was really sucked. Braggs made the catch. Excuse me. He's in left, Hatcher in center in this game. 2 down, and Blauser hits.
Mailer pitching in good fortune in this inning. 2 hits to start the inning. Then that great play by O'Neill and right. And this ball really hit hard by Justice. But Braggs was there. And Gant had to really hurry to get back.
Right off the end of the bat. That big slow curveball that Mailer featured. He doesn't throw that eephus pitch anymore that he used to, that big slow curveball.
Haven't seen it much from him this year. I think this is the 3rd time we've seen him pitch.
The wave has broken out here at the ballpark. Line down the left field line, but foul into the bullpen. Boy, we are hitting some bullets. 0-2 is the count. Burtsis continues to work. Presley stops at second and ties a shoe. So the Braves at the moment have 2 runners on second. They won't let us get away with that, and Presley has to come back to first. Blauser out of the batter's box. He drove in a run when he was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded back in the first. Strike 3 call. Fastball over the outside corner, and the inning is over. And Mailer got out of a major mess. 1, 2, 3, nothing doing. We've played 3, and the Braves lead 2-0.
Guys would never stay home and babysit. And me? No problem. There's nothing to it. Besides, I like being in charge. And feeding him? Easy. Kentucky Fried Chicken. They have this great deal going. You get 5 pieces of original recipe chicken for just $3.99. Perfect for me. Or for $3 more, you get 10 pieces. A 5 or 10 deal with Kentucky Fried Chicken. I know what I'm doing.
Felix Popo.
Upon graduation from Escoffier, some of these culinary masters go to London or Rome.
Andre Legault.
Others go to sea and work their magic on Norwegian Cruise Line. No cruise line caters to food the way we do. The pleasure ships of Norwegian Cruise Line. The best vacation you've ever had, to say nothing of the chocolate cake, a la Andre Legault.
It's America's favorite savings event, Circuit City's Red, White, and Blue Sale. Look for the blue tags, unadvertised specials at guaranteed low prices. Look for the white tags and save on closeouts, demos, and more. Look for the red tags and take home special sale items, like this GE 18 cubic foot no frost refrigerator, now just $479.97. Don't miss it. The Red, White, and Blue Sale, going on now at Circuit City, where service is state of the art.
We go to the fourth inning here. Chris Sabo leads it off. Boston and Toronto now 2-2. They're in the seventh inning of their game.
It's a big series tonight starting up there. Boston 2 behind Toronto in the East.
Sabo popped out his first time. He was 3 out of 4, a home run included. The game-tying homer in the ninth. Sabo, Braggs, and Benzinger here. Little looper, short left field. Gant coming on. It drops for a hit. So Sabo just keeps on wailing away. He's 4 out of 6 on the night. Glenn Braggs, the batter.
Sabo now 22 for 42 against the Braves this year.
That's just think if he played for the Giants, the way they've worn us up. The stretch right off the end of the bat for Braggs. It's 0-1. 2-0 Atlanta, our score. We're in the fourth. Pete Van Weer and Skip Carey with you from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. The 0-1 pitch. High and inside, a ball and a strike. What do you suppose will happen with the Yankees situation? They have the worst record in baseball. The populace is outraged. The radio station is running editorials about the club. The 1-1 pitch instead deferred.
Well, there's only one way they haven't gone under George Steinbrenner, and that's to try to develop talent through the farm system and bring them along. Whether the Yankee fans will be patient enough for that, hard to say.
Fly ball, center field. McDowell got a late start, but he's there. Braggs is up. Wonder if he would ever consider just turning it over, divorcing himself from the everyday operation and turning it over to the baseball man. I guess that's...
I don't think he can do that. The choice of the new manager, Stump Merrill, would indicate to me that they're going to try to develop from inside the organization, but the choice of Stump Merrill could also be a case of having so many managers under contract that's all he could afford.
Yeah, that's right. Benzinger singled his first time. And he hits this ball hard, but it's hooking and it's foul. 0-1 the count. Paul O'Neill waits on deck. Runner at first, 1 out here in the fourth. Wind really beginning to blow hard from left to right. It doesn't influence things much in this enclosed stadium. Throw to first, runner back. You can see Old Glory whipping around in the breeze. Again the throw to first. Again the runner back. They had him breaking back toward first. The pitch was down and in. Lebrand, really a crafty guy. He knows his business out there. Just missed the outside corner. Two balls, one strike.
He said that 1 year with Kansas City, he was going so good that he pitched 2 or 3 games in a row throwing almost nothing but fastballs. His fastball varies in speed from 81 to 86 miles an hour, and he said that was enough of a difference in speeds because he was hitting every spot that he wanted to anytime he wanted to. Didn't have to go to any other pitch.
That's what we always talk about with Don. I'm sure you do too. That in our opinion, that radar gun is the most overrated piece of equipment in baseball.
What did Bobby Cox tell us the other night in Cincinnati? He was sitting down with 3 different scouts that had radar guns of 3 different makes, and they all were coming up with 3 different readings.
Base hit center field like a bullet. Sabo will challenge him, and McDowell's throw will be late, and they got a shot at second, and he is out. 8-5-4 takes care of Benzinger.
Chris Sabo, always a very aggressive man on the bases, never hesitated going around second, just does beat the throw to third with a belly flop into third base. Presley, alert to the fact that Benzinger was going through a strike to Treadway, puts the tag on him. So the play goes 8-5-4. It winds up being 2 outs now, the runner at third.
And Paul O'Neill normally struggles against left-handers, and he's in there against one now as Eric Davis is not playing in the second game. Into the dirt. Kremers can't find it. Was virtually sitting on it. Trying to hatch it. 1 ball, no strike. Runner at third, but now 2 are out. O'Neill flied to center his first time. A ball and a strike. Just missed outside. 2-1. Hey, Pete, I got the home run jackpot both games today. It's like hitting a slot machine. 2 balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball, and he didn't get it, and it's 2-2. O'Neill hangs in there okay against the left-hander, but so far hasn't made much contact. That should get him out of the inning. Treadway has it. Inning over. Lebrad keeps on rolling. 2 hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Braves lead it 2-0.
The Rule Book is brought to you by State Farm Insurance.
Hi, folks. I'm Doug Harvey, National League umpire. What we've got today is a man bunts a ball, and as he bunts the ball hits in fair territory, comes up, hits the bat again, and he runs to first base. How are we going to rule on it? See you in a minute.
It seems like yesterday the Millier girls were in their strollers. Today things are changing. I'm State Farm agent Dee Ray. After Shannon and Stephanie came along, the Milliers needed our family insurance checkup. I showed them ways they could update their family coverage to cover their bigger family. Like every State Farm agent, I work with a family to help keep their insurance up to date. Keeping up with the girls, that's their job.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Here's the ruling, folks. A man bunts the ball goes down, comes up, hits his bat in fair territory. That's interference, he's out. Nobody can advance on the play.
State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
There are those those who thirst for something different. An escape from the ordinary. For them, there is a beer that refreshes like no other. Michelob Dry. Once you've experienced its bold taste, with no aftertaste, there's no going back.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by North Georgia Honda dealers, who bring you the 1990 Honda Accord, Atlanta and America's best-selling automobile.
Jim Kremers leads off the Atlanta fourth, seeking his first major league hit, but not this time. He is 0 for 11, 1 down. Kremers is retired. Lee Brandt will bat. Funny movie coming up after the game. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor star in Silver Streak. They are unlikely partners who team up to catch a murderer. Lee Brandt bounced to second his first time. That's next on TBS. Silver Streak. Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. Lee Brandt bounces at foul past third, 0-1. The Killer, Ken Noland, our producer tonight. Tom Smith, our director. Al Galima, Laurie Burns on graphics. Mark Johnson, our TD. Richard Croker, our AD. Valerie Rowell is our SM, and Terry Posmer is in charge of audio. TD is technical director, AD is associate director, SM is stage manager. Try to keep you folks up to date on the latest in television lingo. 1-2 the count. Turn right. Strikeout number 3 for Mailer, and 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Oda B. McDowell will be the batter, and Mailer is 1 out away from another easy inning. He struggled in the first, got him 1-2-3 in the second. He struggled in the third, escaped, and has gotten the first 2 in the fourth. He's got one of the best arms. I don't mean most great fastball or anything like that, but like a rubber arm. Perfect bunt. Nobody can get to the bag, and McDowell has a hit. A perfect bunt from McDowell. I can remember times where Mailer went 7 innings and relieved the next day.
McDowell's gotten a bunch of hits this way this year. Once he gets it past the pitcher, almost a guarantee that he's going to reach because of his speed.
So the Braves trying to create some 2-out trouble.
That's amazing, all the innings that Mailer has pitched. You look over most pitchers' careers, and at some point they had an arm problem. He never has.
Jeff Treadway, the batter. Throw to first, runner back.
Pitched 220 innings last year, 249 the year before that, 197, 237, 266, 222. Just year after year, turning in as many innings as any starter in the league. And you're right, he has come back.
Ground ball headed for right field, base hit. McDowell around second. He is going to stop. And he is safe, and very nearly got embarrassed down at second base. He hesitated. He wasn't really sure whether he wanted to go or not. Treadway now with 4 hits on the night. He's 4 out of 8.
You mentioned that Rick Mailer has a rubber kind of arm that seems to be able to pitch a lot of innings every year. Well, Paul O'Neill, the right fielder, who has one of the best arms in baseball, period. Throwing behind the runner here, he almost got Oda B. McDowell.
So Ron Gant has a chance to do some 2-out damage in the bottom of the fourth. It's already 2-0 Braves. Gant has singled in a run and singled yet again.
It was 2 years ago that Rick Mailer pitched a complete game on Thursday night. Came into a 19-inning game in St. Louis, pitched 7 innings in relief on Saturday night, and then made his regular start the next Tuesday.
High pop foul back, out of play. Not many guys could do that.
He was the winning pitcher the night Jose Oquendo came in out of the Cardinal bullpen, because St. Louis had run out of pitchers.
And that is the game, I'm sure, that made Tom Brunansky glad to go back to the American League. He was running all over the place. The 0-1 pitch into the dirt. Oliver does a good job on those low pitches. A ball on the strike. McDowell at second, as you see. Treadway edges away at first. Benzinger plays behind the runner. They play Gant just about straight away in the outfield, and not very deep. Two balls, one strike. Presley would be next. Naylor now has surrendered 6 hits. A little chop, tough play. Throw to second. Got him barely, and the inning is over. They'd have never gotten him at first. Naylor wriggles off the hook again. The Braves have left 7 men already. 2 hits, no runs, no errors, 2 left. We go to the 5th, 2-0.
Hey, Vern, with a wave of my magic wand, I can make your fondest Braves dreams come true. Presto changio.
Sunday, June 24th is Dubuque Super Value Team Picture and Card Set Day. The first 15,000 kids through the gates will receive a player pack, including a Braves team picture and a set of player cards. Don't miss the Braves-Padres game on June 24th at 2:10.
So you see, Vern, your dreams can come true. The home team, know what I mean?
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by McDonald's. Good time, great taste of McDonald's.
Going to do in reference to the 100-day plan? What is that all about?
Taking care of the customer's needs. Now, if we can translate that to action out there in the marketplace, we can, in fact, survive. And there's absolutely no reason for this company to be sold or liquidated or otherwise dismantled if we can get that customer back on our airline. Don't worry about the months behind us. Let's focus on the months in front of us and tell the customers that, okay? Thank you.
When it comes to the competition, Chuck Clancy Ford kicks some blues. This weekend, Chuck Clancy does what no other Ford dealers dare. Drop prices on all 1990 inventory.
For the next 72 hours, every used car and truck will be sold at NADA book value. Bring your banker, bring your brother-in-law, bring whoever you need, and pick out a bargain from over $2 million of inventory. Whatever you do, don't miss this opportunity to save hundreds, even thousands. No wholesalers, please. At Chuck Clancy Ford, about a mile south of the Big Chicken.
Ron Oster leads it off in the 5th. Folks from Fort Pierce are here, and glad they came. Oster singled his first time. He was 0 for 1 in the first game. Up the middle, but right back to Liebrecht. 1 down. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 5th. Joe Oliver, the bat. He tried to get out of the way of a pitch his first time. It hit the bat and rolled to first. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. In case you missed it, the U.S. lost to Austria 2-1 today in the World Cup. And that does it for the U.S. team. 0-2. But not for TNT. They will continue with their World Cup coverage. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Sawed him off. Little tap to short. Blauser waits. Fields, catcher running, plenty of time. 2 up. And Oliver came up limping a little bit, it looked like. Rick Mahler will hit for himself here. Mahler tapped to the mound his first time. At the end of this half inning, Don Sutton will rejoin Pete, and they will bring you the rest of the game. Hit hard, but right at Blauser, and the inning is quickly over. Leibrandt rolling right along. He's got a 4-hitter working, and at the end of 4.5, your score. Atlanta 2, Cincinnati 0.
Who's got the marketing plan? I do. Sales forecast?
Right here.
Presentation boards?
Murphy's got them.
Where's Murphy?
The final boarding call for Delta Flight 6.
Maddie Klein knows careers are riding on Delta flights.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes. We better go.
Nobody told me you had a cast.
Nobody knew.
Passengers should now be on board.
Maybe that's why more business people fly Delta than ever before.
Mr. Murphy, you have a nice trip.
Thanks. Already had one.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
Tarkett high gloss floors with Scuff Guard and Scuffy. A Tarkett high gloss floor with Scuff Guard stands up to a variety of scuffs. And its special high gloss wear layer gives it an unbeatable shine. And right now, they're 20% off.
Carpets of Dalton, under the big sign at Connector 3 in Dalton, Georgia, or call 1-800-262-3132.
Heard about Chevron's great gasoline and grocery giveaway? With over 1 million instant winners?
That's a lot of winners.
You could win the grand prize. 5 years worth of free groceries.
That's a lot of groceries.
And 5 years of Chevron gasoline.
That's a lot of gasoline.
Or one of over 1 million free gas and grocery prizes worth up to $10.
That's a lot of fun.
So stop by Chevron. Start playing and start winning. Chevron, we're with you all the way.
Weekdays, meet Deputy Barney Fife. Fearless.
Sexy.
Dangerous. The Andy Griffith Show. Weekdays at 6:35 Eastern on TBS.
Atlanta trying to salvage a split in this twin bill, leading the nightcap 2-0 after losing 4-2 to the Reds in the opener. And our Goodies National League standings reflecting that first game. Cincinnati's lead over San Francisco now 7.5, 10 now over San Diego, 11 over the Dodgers. Braves now 18 back. And over in the East, no finals in yet, so the Pittsburgh lead over Montreal, still 2.5 games. New York and Philadelphia trying to hang in there. Pete Van Wert along with Don Sutton as we go to the bottom half of inning 5. Braves leading at 2-0, and Presley, Murphy, and Justice due up against Rick Mahler. Presley 1 for 2 in this game, 3 for 6 on the night. Mahler starts him off with that off-speed breaking ball. Gets ahead in the count 0-1. Presley now 272 hitter for the year. High and deep to left field. Back goes Bragg, still going back, and right at the wall he makes the catch. Presley almost got number 8. Looked like he hit it a little bit off the end of the bat, and it died as it got out there.
Looked like Mahler took something off of this, Pete. I think he was trying to throw a changeup. It wasn't where he wanted, but the velocity, backing off the velocity, had Presley out front enough that you're right. He did hit it on the end of the bat. Still looked like he had enough to get it out of here, though.
Now Murphy 0 for 2 in this game, 0 for 5 on the night. Takes ball 1 from Rick Mahler.
Murph early in the year was taking a much more controlled swing than we've seen out of him in game 1 and in game 2 of this doubleheader.
Took the big cut there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
First time up, struck out on a big sweeping breaking ball. Actually chased a couple of them from Mahler, and none of them were near the strike zone. It looked like he is committing earlier. Earlier in the year, he was staying back, driving it to right field.
Do you think, knowing Dale Murphy as well as we do, that the frustration of losing makes him overly aggressive up there?
It could, but I also think that right now, first the pitch.
And he threw his bat at this one into shallow center field. Long run for Billy Hatcher, but he has great speed, covers a lot of ground. 2 down.
I think he liked the makeup of this club earlier in the year, and I think if Nick Osaski had been able to play, having Jim Presley here, a bona fide, well-known ball player, a little bit more outspoken, a little bit more aggressive, I think that took a lot of heat off of him. Here, the aggressive swing that we've seen from Murphy before throwing the bat, and Hatcher had about as far as you could possibly go to get to a ball, but made it look easy.
Now Dave Justice, who has walked and flied to left in this one. He got around early on that one, fouls it off 0-1. Mailer trying for just his second 1-2-3 inning of this game. He had one back in the second. Both the Atlanta runs were unearned runs scored in the first inning. An error, 2 hits, a walk, and a hit batsman with the bases loaded. Got the Braves their 2 runs. 0-2 now on Justice.
You know, in your scorebook, we have a column that we filled out to summarize each inning so we can tell what went on. For the first time, I think this year, I got to put a number in every column.
In that first inning? 1-2 the count. That's right. There were runs scored. There were hits. There were errors. There was a walk. There was a hit batsman. There was a strikeout.
Left on base.
2-2 now to Dave Justice. And the 2-2 is the change, hit foul. Remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Rick Mailer is one of those pitchers, Pete, we've talked about a number of times. Never going to overpower you, but you can't let them get comfortable, because then they'll start throwing a little breaking ball inside. You hook it foul, strike 1, then a little change up away, then a little fastball under your fist, and he's always around the strike zone, but nothing, no 2 pitches the same speed.
Again the 2-2, and he got him. Justice out of there on strikes. 4th strikeout for Mailer. He has a 1-2-3 inning. We've completed 5 in game 2. It's still 2-0 Atlanta.
This is the pump. This is the interesting pump. It works right here. You have a little ball on the front, and you just like pump it up. You pump the tongue, and it has an air bladder inside that compresses the air in the shoe.
So you can put it up to the level, you know, where you want it.
That's good when you're playing basketball, you know. You need comfort. So. Give me that. And when you want to release it, it's a button on the back. And you push it. And releases the air. Ooh, where do you get these? You must be bad or something. Pump it up.
I like the way you make me laugh. I like the funny things you do. You got a style that's all your own. I like the sprite in you. You make me want to smile. You know you make me sparkle too. You're such a kick to have around. I like the sprite in you.
Sprite, the only one with Lyman. The unexpected twist that makes us different. Livelier, special.
I like the sprite in you.
Dazed. Meet George. Consider it debonair.
What?
Outrageous. The Jeffersons. Weekdays at 7:05 Eastern on TBS.
2-0 Braves lead it. Let's have a look at our Reebok trivia question. Game 2. Who was the last player, I almost gave it away, to hit an upper level home run here at Fulton County Stadium? Let's see a couple of batters and we'll come back to you with the answer.
I'll give you one clue. It was a long time ago. Right off the fists of Hatcher, caught by Justice. Hatcher broke his bat. No sawdust came out of that one, so he's all right. 1 down. Billy Hatcher, the guy that got suspended a couple of years back for corking a bat.
You have a long memory, Pete.
Barry Larkin will step in. He's 0 for 2. One reason there hasn't been an upper deck home run hit in this ballpark in such a long time is When the stadium was first built for 6 or 7 years, home plate was out further from the screen. And the fences were back further than where they are now. Upper deck a little more reachable then. Larkin just 1 for 7 in the twin bill. Hits this one in the air to right. Murphy back near the Tricasset. 2 down. Lebrandt's retired 6 straight.
Here we are. He was a right-hander. He did play for the Braves. Did you say Earl Williams, boys and girls?
And both Earl Williams and Gaylord Perry scheduled to be here on Saturday for the Equitable Old Timers game, which starts at 5:30. Braves will play the Padres then at 7:40. Chris Sabo has been murder on the Braves all year. 1 for 2 in this game. 4 hits and 6 at bats tonight. 22 hits and 42 at bats on the year. He hit the home run in game 1 that tied the game in the 9th inning. Reds then added 2 more to win it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lebrandt getting into a little bit of a groove here. He's retired 6 in a row. He has allowed only 4 hits. And this should be number 7 in a row. Allows her to justice for out number 3. Lebrandt breezes through the top half of the 6th inning. We go to the bottom half. Braves still up.
Come on. I know there's one. Ah, yes.
We're in luck, Mr. Cheney. We have 1 room left.
Thanks, Donna.
I hate to turn guests away, particularly our regulars. Sometimes they don't make reservations. Too busy. I can usually get them a room at the Holiday, but they have to pay more.
Room 312.
Maybe that's one reason we're full.
Ramada, for the people who get it done.
More time isn't an option. They need answers fast.
Southern Bell can provide hospitals with complete voice and data networks, backed by our proven support and service. We put vital information into the right hands in a heartbeat, so they can provide the best possible care. If we can handle the critical needs of a hospital, imagine what we can do for your business.
Southern Bell, the one to turn to.
Gasoline advertising uses these words a lot. You know what they mean? Gasolines are all the same. Until now. One is better. In a BMW test run on each of the 6 leading national gasolines, one clearly surpassed the others. Texaco System 3. Only Texaco System 3 removed deposits from dirty intake valves. Can that make a difference on the road? And you thought all gasolines were the same.
2-0 Atlanta, bottom half of the 6th inning coming up in game 2, lower third of the order. Jeff Blauser, Jimmy Kremers, and Charlie Lebrandt go up against Rick Mailer. He has never beaten the Braves since going over to Cincinnati, 0-2 lifetime, and trailing 2-0 here. Blauser hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, picking up an RBI in the 1st inning. Called out on strikes in the 3rd. Had 3 hits in the 1st game. Makes a strike 0-1. High in the air, deep center field. Hatcher broke back quickly, now slows down, makes the catch right on the edge of the track. 1 away, bottom of the 6th. Now Jimmy Kremers, who is still looking for that first major league hit. Tonight he has flied to right and bounced back to the mound. 0-for-11.
Pete, what Mailer and Charlie Lebrandt are showing us is not only that you have to throw strikes, but knowing when to throw strikes and what kind of strikes to throw. You don't want to just rear back and fog it down the middle. And they're also showing us that sometimes you take a little off and move just out of the strike zone to people that are free swingers. And then there are a lot of people who automatically take a pitch, so you come in with a strike.
Change-up is fouled away. 0-2 on Kremers.
And that's a lot that may make pitching sound difficult, but pitching is not really that hard. It's just a matter of not getting into a groove where you, number one, have to throw a fastball when they're expecting it, and number two, of just falling into the rhythm of throwing the same thing the same way over and over.
Here's where Mailer is tough on a young hitter, ahead 0-2 in the count. With all those different pitches, threw him a fastball outside corner. Kremer's caught looking. 5 strikeouts for Mailer, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And pitcher Charlie Leibrandt should get a good hand from this crowd of 16,205. Charlie is grounded out to second and struck out. Takes a strike, 0-1. Mailer, the last 2 innings, has been ahead in the count a little more frequently. Should be an easy inning for him this time. Bad throw by Larkin, but Benzinger makes the tag on Leibrandt going by, and that's 7 straight knocked off by Mailer. We've completed 6 in game 2. It's still 2-0 Atlanta.
The number one thing you like about the South?
The friendliness.
We love you, Minnie.
It'd have to be the people.
And what's your number one headache powder?
Goodies.
It's not without reason people have made Goodies number 1.
Goodies?
Because Goodies combines the 2 pain relievers doctors recommend most.
Why, Goodies, of course.
And it's one of the few things most of us can agree on. Goodies, the South's number 1 headache powder.
How do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? You start with a real premium beer. That's how Anheuser-Busch makes new O'Doul's. O'Doul's is carefully brewed, fully fermented, and cold-aged. Then the alcohol is naturally removed, retaining all the great taste. So how do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? Ask for an ice-cold O'Doul's. O'Doul's, the taste will win you over.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Wendy's, the best burgers in the business.
Hey, Vern, with a wave of my magic wand, I can make your fondest Braves dreams come true. Presto changio.
Sunday, June 24th is Dubuque Super Value Team Picture and Card Set Day. The first 15,000 kids through the gates will receive a player pack, including a Braves team picture and a set of player cards. Don't miss the Braves-Padres game on June 24th at 2:10.
So you see, Vern, your dreams can come true. The home team, know what I mean?
This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is prohibited.
And we are going to the 7th inning of tonight's 2nd game. Glenn Braggs, Todd Benzinger, Paul O'Neill due up against Charlie Leibrandt. Braggs 0 for 2. He has yet to go an entire game with the Reds without getting a hit since the trade a little over a week ago, and that brought him here. He has struck out and fly to center in this one. Takes a strike, 0-1. That missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'd like to congratulate Beverly Moore of TBS Master Control. Gave birth to an 8-pound, 4-ounce baby boy today. The 1-1, little chopper hit off to the third base side of the mound. Took a funny hop and it spun right past Jim Presley. It's going to be a base hit. That ball had so much spin on it and it kicked right and over the hand of Presley.
Presley knows Braggs. He knows he can run. He was going to come in and try to make the play with the glove, but when it kicked left to your left to his right, there wasn't anything he could do except hope that he could barehand it. And you call it. It came off the front, looked like the plate of the dirt with such overspin on it that second bounce just kicked right past Presley.
Benzinger, a perfect 2nd game after going 1 for 4 in the first game. 5 hits now off Charlie Leibrandt. Swinging at the first pitch, pops it up into shallow left. Ron Gant comes in and puts it away for the out, 1 down. Now, I want to get your comments on this as a pitcher who won 324 games and made all those starts. Talking with Russ Nixon before the doubleheader tonight, he was talking about Charlie Leibrandt, saying how he wanted every pitcher that's a starting pitcher on this staff to model himself after Charlie Leibrandt. He says what Charlie does, he pitches his game, pretty much takes the next night off. That doesn't even think much about anything, just kind of relaxes and sits back. And then the 2 nights after his start, starts getting in gear for the next start. What was your routine between starts?
Well, I like that, too. I thought that the second day was a day to recover. I think what a lot of youngsters do, they get frustrated when the game goes bad. They want to go out the day after the start and rebuild it. Your body needs time to recover. I like to skip the second day. The only thing I did do would be some distance running, something like that. Then the second day after a start, a little light throwing in the bullpen. The reason for light throwing is that it takes a while to recover, so whatever you do down there, you're not a 100% yourself, so you're not going to climb any major mountains or recreate anything. Just go through the motions. Day 3 is conditioning. Day 4, rest completely. Do nothing the day before a start.
Were you one of those guys that checked out the box scores of the next team you were going to be facing for the 3 or 4 days leading up to it to keep an idea in your mind of who was swinging a good bat, who wasn't?
As soon as my first start was over, let's say I'm starting tonight, and I know that my next start in the rotation will probably be the Dodgers, right, for Charlie?
Or San Diego.
Or San Diego. Okay, let's say it's San Diego. What I would do tomorrow, I'd come in, and since we've already decided tomorrow's a relatively easy day, I'd get the scouting reports on San Diego. And I'd start going over just to refresh my mind as to who hits what. Then I would start watching the box scores and see who's hot.
2-1 on the way, fouled off the end of the bat by Paul O'Neill, 2-2.
And the reason you want this information, Pete, is not so that you focus so much on the information, but it actually gives you, you know, it's like a road map. When you pick up a road map, it doesn't say there's absolutely only one way to get from Atlanta to Birmingham. It gives you a number of options, but it does tell you the shortest route and what is available, and then based on what you have to go out there with, that's how you build a plan to get hitters out.
That road map also shows you if you do get lost, a couple of ways you might get back.
To come right back to it.
Fly ball deep left center field. Gant drifting back to the warning track, and right on the edge, he's got it. Back to first goes Glenn Braggs. And that's out number 2 in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up Ron Oster.
And if you start out on that road map, you don't change cars unless yours breaks down, and it has to break down completely. And I think that a lot of youngsters, when something doesn't go right in inning 1, they think, oh no, this is not working. I have to go build a nuclear reactor. Well, kids pitching in the major leagues must have had something that made major league management, scouts, and everybody think they were capable of pitching here. It's just a matter of plugging that into a plan to get hitters out. I think we teach pitchers a lot about what pitches to throw, but I really don't think we talk enough about getting hitters out. There's a difference.
Blocked by Kremers, ball 1, and that difference is?
The difference is throwing the pitches, knowing how to throw them, and to mechanically throw them. You can pick that up for a while. Pick that up very easily, but getting hitters out is knowing the information, as you have said, of what they're hitting, how a guy wants the ball, studying. Let's suppose Charlie Leibrandt delivers a fastball to Oster here.
Which he does, and it's off the glove of Justice. Justice hurries back to the bag, takes the feed from Treadway. That takes care of Cincinnati in the top half of the 7th. Charlie Leibrandt's shutout still intact. The score of that one, 3-4-3. We go to the bottom half, still 2-0.
When you're the legend in steak, there are some rules you follow. Never lower your standards. Guarantee a great steak every time. And give people that something extra, like our famous prime rib dinner. Just $8.95 every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. Prime rib, baked potato, and salad bar. Just $8.95 every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. At the place that wrote the rules about steak, Steak and Ale.
Hey, Mark, may I borrow your car?
It's a V6. Don't let the power go to your head.
The Toyota Camry V6 has 156 horsepower that makes for surprisingly exhilarating driving. But please, try to be mature about it.
Mark,
Thanks for letting me borrow this powerful Camry V6. I think I'll go out and buy one today.
Visit your North Georgia Toyota dealer today.
Hey, watch out for the camera.
Still spending all your money?
In fact, I'm saving.
You?
Sorry. This whole new thing from American Express. I decide ahead what I want to add to my monthly bill, and they put it into an insured account.
What about the rates?
Have you checked it against the average bank money market? It's better, and I can get to it when I need it.
Little brother's all grown up.
Studio.
A new way for our card members to save, only from American Express.
Order your 1990 Braves catalog today. Send your name, address, and $1 to Braves Catalog, Post Office Box 4006, Atlanta, Georgia 30302.
We go to the bottom half of inning 7. Braves still lead at 2-0. Could use a couple of more runs here. Oddibe McDowell, Jeff Treadway, and Ron Gant.
To quickly wrap up what we were talking about, let's suppose Oster had jerked that ball foul into the Reds dugout. Immediately, Charlie Leibrandt would have known he's trying to pull everything. Then you go outside with a little something. You don't stay locked into just doing it one way.
Oddibe, 1 for 3, had a bunt single in the 4th inning, reached on an error in the bottom of the 1st, and came around to score one of the 2 Atlanta runs. Naylor has settled down after pitching in and out of trouble over the first 4 innings. Bouncing ball right to Benzinger. 1 down, bottom of the 7th. And Jeff Treadway will step in. Jeff 2 out of 3 in this game, went 2 for 5 in the first one. That average inching up toward 300 again, up to 296.
I think you could probably summarize it this way, Pete. A pitcher should know himself, what he's capable of doing, and then part of that is staying in condition and working at it.
Fly ball deep center field. Hatcher, who gets a good jump at every ball hit out there, makes the catch on the track again. We've had a lot of warning track fly balls off of both pitchers tonight. 2 down. Ron Gant will be the hitter.
Then the second thing a pitcher should do, you should know the hitter, how he's hitting the ball. Know what you're capable of doing, be prepared, know what the hitter is going to do, and then adjust and make your adjustments based on what he did with the last pitch. And I think if you can remember that and do those 3 things, you can pitch anywhere.
And obviously the 2 men pitching tonight have made adjustments throughout this game. Without that error, we'd have a scoreless ball game still going. Ron Gant 2 out of 3 in this one, 1 for 4 in the first game. He's now at 326.
There are people who say that they pitch to set up pitches. Well, I think you do that not very often.
2-0.
I think you make your next pitch based on what a hitter does to your last pitch. Because you can lay down a well-laid plan of I want to throw 2 fastballs to set up a curve, and if he hammers the second fastball, there goes your plan right out the window.
Fouled away by Gant, 2-1.
But if he takes those 2 fastballs, there's a good chance he's looking for something off speed. Like I think in game 1, a lot of the Reds hitters, when they got 2 strikes, were setting on something off speed off Avery.
Either the curve or the change.
That's right. We could see them drilling it in the hole once they got 2 strikes.
Right through there for a strike, 2-2. The element of surprise. Now the 2-2 coming. Came almost sidearm with that breaking ball. Missed outside with a 3-2.
There was no doubt where Oliver wanted it. You saw him give the sign and then pat his glove. Just physically pat it right on the ground.
He sets up outside for the 3-2 pitch. Gant hits a fly ball foul off to the right. High in the air, deep to left field. Bragg's going back on the warning track, and again, just enough room to make the catch. We have seen a lot of outfielders back on the track in game 2. 1, 2, 3 for Mailer. He's retired 10 straight, but going to the 8th, it's still 2-0 Atlanta.
The Osborns are grandparents now, and they've never felt better about having State Farm car insurance.
I'm their State Farm agent, Jerry Butler. You see, the Osborns like an agent who's there to give them plenty of personal attention. They like our fast, fair claim service, too. It gives them a sense of security. And they like saving with our special discount for drivers 50 and older. The Osborns know that nobody takes better care of the older driver than State Farm does.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Everything on Wendy's Super Value menu is just 99 cents each. Sure beats a sign in a window.
And now that includes Wendy's All-American Hot Dog, just 99 cents. It's summer, which means it's time for hot dogs. And Wendy's has them. 100% beef with mustard, relish, and onion. Plus Biggie Drinks, Biggie Fries, and Frosties. The All-American Hot Dog on Wendy's 99-cent Super Value menu.
Before we go to the top of the 8th, let's have a look at the Delta scoreboard. First in the National League, New York is leading St. Louis 6-0 there in the 9th. Chicago 2-1 over Montreal. That's a final. They're all tied going into the bottom of the 9th, Philly and Pittsburgh. Houston and Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco, those are all later starts. In the American League, the Hendersons have homered, but still Oakland trails Detroit 7-6. They're in the 8th inning. They're knotted at 4, Baltimore at Cleveland. Brown and Jacoby have homered. Boston 4-2 over Toronto. California has 5, Chicago 3. McCaskill's still in there. Seattle trails Kansas City 2-1. New York and Milwaukee, it's New York 4-0. They have a rain delay. They've stopped in the 7th inning. Minnesota by 1 over Texas in Texas. They are playing in the 6th inning now.
That win by Boston over Toronto moves the Red Sox back to within a game of the American League East lead. Here it's 2-0. Braves leading it, 8th inning. Joe Oliver popping the first pitch foul. Third baseman Jim Presley has room. And there's one out in the 8th. And now we're going to get a pinch hitter. It'll be Eric Davis. Batting for Rick Mailer. Davis played center in the first game and went 1 for 2. He walked 3 times. Rob Dibble is the right-hander on the left side of your screen. Tim Liana, the right-hander, on the other side. Lee Brandt working on a 5-hit shutout. Needs 5 more outs. High and away, ball 1. Eric Davis has gotten that average now up over 200. And the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's one of the frightening things about the Reds. As well as they have played this year, they're 40-20. They've done it without much of a contribution at all from Eric Davis.
Yeah, he's been almost non-existent. That guy there has made a complete change in the attitude of this ball club.
Two and 1. And the count even on Davis now, 2-2. Lee Brandt has not given the Braves a bad start since coming off the disabled list. His 4th start, his 4th quality start. Sharply hit by Presley. Eric Davis has himself a base hit. Half a dozen hits now for the Reds off Lee Brandt. I really wish, Don, they had never come up with that stat quality start. We'll take a look at this pitch first to Davis.
Well, the 6 base hit, 5 of them have been of the bleeder variety. Nothing really hit Rocket. He has kept them so off stride. This one just trickled past Presley, made the dive for it, but couldn't quite get to it.
Billy Hatcher 0 for 3 in this one, 1 for 8 on the night. Takes a strike. I was about to say, I really wish they hadn't come up with that stat quality start, because I don't think going 6 innings and allowing 3 runs is necessarily a good outing.
That's a 450 earned run average, and there aren't too many people who will take that in and get a raise. I agree with you completely.
That is the minimum that you can do to get credit for a quality start.
And what you want to bet, that stat was not brought up and not designed by a baseball person.
It sounds like something that an agent came up with.
Exactly. Thank you. Either that or a sports writer, or maybe the two of them got together one night somewhere late and designed it.
2-1, the count on Billy Hatcher.
Now, see, what they're telling you is a number of things. One, if you go 6 innings and give up 3, that's a quality start. If you go 5 2/3 innings and give up 1, that's not a good start.
That's not a quality start, right?
No. Okay.
There's your runner at first, Davis. Hatcher represents the tying run at the plate. 2-0. Braves lead it. 8th inning, 1 out. Can they turn it? No. Hatcher with excellent speed beat the wrap to first. So 2 men are out now with Hatcher aboard. And Barry Larkin will be the batter.
Had him off stride. Blauser got rid of that as quickly as he can. Braves been working with him. Likewise, Treadway. But Hatcher can run, and you can see Davis got down there, got close to Treadway, made it hard for him, but he had already delivered the ball. They weren't going to get Hatcher anyway.
Larkin 0 for 3. Having a rare off night to this point at the plate. Just 1 for 8. His average when the night began was .346. He's lost 7 points, .339. Little check swing tap toward short. Blauser is there, and Larkin retired again. That's it for Cincinnati in the 8th. We go to the bottom half in game 2. Still 2-0 Atlanta.
Tired of teeny, tasteless tacos?
Whoa.
Move up to Del Taco Summer and get our bigger, better quarter-pound Del Taco for only 99 cents, or our regular Del Taco for 59 cents. Or try Tacos A-Go-Go in the easy-to-go quarter-pound 4-pack, or regular Del Taco 6-pack. So come to Del Taco this summer, where anything under the sun can happen bigger and better. Buy your AOC Summer Fun Book at Del Taco and help bring the 96 games to Atlanta.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Nash Chevrolet in Lawrenceville. Nash sells fully loaded vehicles at a price you can afford.
A lot of our problems are based on hard feelings, and I think trust needs to be rebuilt.
We are in the human relations business. It happens to be, we happen to use airplanes. We are people that take care of other people. The other people are our customers. If we don't take care of each other, how can I expect you to take care of the customers? The human needs of the people that work here will be paramount in our business thinking. And if that's a change from what you've experienced before, so be it, period.
So, did you bring the Coca-Cola Classic? Billy was supposed to. Not me. Michael!
Michael! Billy forgot the Coca-Cola Classic! Coming right up!
Can't beat it! Feeling you got, yes! From a Coca-Cola Classic!
That's my Michael!
Can't beat the real thing!
The new Cincinnati pitcher as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning is Tim Layana, a player they drafted from the Yankee organization, who's done a good job for them. 3-0, 282 earned run average. This will be his 20th game. He replaces Rick Mailer, who worked 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 unearned runs, walked 1, struck out 5. Presley, Murphy, and Justice due up against Layana.
Now that's a quality start.
That's a quality start for Rick Mailer.
Okay, what's your other pet peeve?
I have one more pet peeve, a new stat that appears in some newspapers in the box scores, not in all. It's called a hold for relief pitchers.
And how do they define it?
From what I gather by looking at the papers and looking at the box scores, if a pitcher comes into the game and the score is 6-1, and when he leaves it, it's 6-5 or lower, he gets credit for a hold because they still have the lead.
Whether or not his team wins or loses, if he leaves it with them still ahead, he gets credit for a hold.
Right. I can understand it if it's 6-1 in the 6th inning and a pitcher comes in and leaves in the 8th inning and it's still 6-1. I think that should be a hold. If you come in and work a third of an inning, give up 4 runs, and still get credit for 1, I don't think that should be a hold.
No, that doesn't make sense. Is that a category you think they'll start giving awards for? Crazy Glue presents the Hold Award.
Eventually, they probably will. Presley 1 for 3 in this game. 2 for 4 in the first game. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's like the old game-winning RBI, which most of the time made no sense. 1-2 the count now on Presley. That's not kept anymore.
Single homer run in the first and win it 13-0, and that's the game-winning RBI.
Or never lose the lead and win it 13-11. Two balls, two strikes now on Presley. Every once in a while, the scoring rules are part of the baseball rules, and every so often, well, it's done every year at the winter meetings. Every once in a while, a real comprehensive look is taken at the scoring rules, and numerous changes are put in. That was true of the save rule, which went through various variations. See, now the save rule used to be like the hold rule. Let's say you came into a game, score was 7-1. You came in the ninth inning and gave up 5 runs.
Then got out the last 3.
You could still get a save, even though it was a 6-run lead when you came in. That was eventually changed. Presley drills this one deep to left field. Braggs is not going to be able to catch this one. Home run number 8 for Jim Presley, who just missed one his last time up. And that makes it 3-0.
Leona left a slider inside to Presley, and he got all of it. We've seen a lot of warning track fly balls, but on those you could almost tell Braggs would go back with his back to the wall. Here he turned and watched this one go out of there. Dale Murphy, little interesting exchange there. As Presley went by, Murphy asked him, what did you hit?
You could see Presley say slider. Murphy 0 for 3 in the game, 0 for 6 in the night, takes ball 1 from Leona. Didn't get the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leona pitching at Double-A last year at Albany, Yankees Double-A club, 7-4 at 17 saves, led the Eastern League in saves at a 1.73 earned run average. And the Reds drafted him. He's out of Loyola Marymount. Here's the 1-2. Murphy checking the swing. Did not go, says Joe West. 2-2.
Came out of a program at Loyola Marymount on the west side of Los Angeles, Pete, in a program that was run by one of the finest college coaches in the country. Here you see the forkball that Murphy, they say, he held up on. He didn't hold up on this one.
And he's out of there on strikes for out number 1.
Dave Snow is the coach there, and Dave Snow left Loyola Marymount, went down to Long Beach State, a program that had struggled for years. Immediately turned it around, has had 2 consecutive winning programs. You know, a lot of times people automatically think of the UCLA, the Stanford, the Texas, the LSU, but there are some unknown coaches out there doing wonderful jobs and turning out products like Leona.
0 for 2 on the night is Dave Justice. He walked back in the first inning when the Braves scored their first 2 runs. Drills this one to left center. Hatcher has done a lot of running out there tonight. Can't get to this one. Justice on his way to second. He'll hold up there with a stand-up double. And the Braves trying to ice this one in the bottom of the 8th inning with a couple of extra runs.
Hatcher goes back so well on the ball. He plays shallow. Justice got a pitch out away from him. Drove it. Hatcher turned around, came within inches of making the play. It would have been a great play. A double for Justice, and I think the way things have been going for him, Dave Justice needed that double.
So Justice down at second, his 8th double of the year. Jeff Blauser, the batter, hit by a pitch with the bases full in the first. Got an RBI for that. Struck out in the 3rd. Fly to deep center in the 6th. Had 3 hits in the first game. Nothing and 1 the count to Blauser. Cincinnati won the opener 4-2. They scored 3 in the 9th to win it. Atlanta trying to snap a 6-game losing streak and end the Cincinnati winning streak at 6 here in game 2. And if the Braves can hold on and win this second game, if those surging San Francisco Giants win again, they will cut the Cincinnati lead to 6.5 games. Hasn't been that low in a while. San Francisco playing San Diego tonight. That game just now underway.
They've completed 1 inning out there, no score.
I can't remember the last time a team has been as hot as the Giants. 16 out of 17 in June.
And when they had so many players go down with injuries, I think we all pretty much buried them. I did. I didn't think they had any chance. Remember, they were down near the bottom.
They were last.
And all of a sudden, they've gotten hot.
The 1-2. He got him. Second strikeout in the inning for Liana. And now another try for Jimmy Kremers for that first major league hit. He's flied to right, bounced to the pitcher, and struck out tonight.
Liana shows a good split finger fastball, or maybe he calls it a fork ball. Comes up there tumbling. The bottom just falls out of it. Most hitters swing at the motion, and it's out of the strike zone.
Now look at this. Jimmy Kremers, who is so anxious to get that first major league hit, 0 for 12 now. And they're going to intentionally walk him. You saw him talking back to catcher Joe Oliver.
That's one of the times, if you're Kremers, you want to turn your back to the mound and point to the name on the back of the jersey. Do you guys know who you're doing?
That's probably what he was saying to Oliver. Why are you walking me? I haven't 0 for the year. But down to first he goes. And now Charlie Leibrandt. And the fans give him a good hand. Crowd of over 16,000 tonight. Charlie 0 for 3 at the plate. But he's still batting .400 for the year. Takes a strike, 0-1. Due up in the 9th inning for Cincinnati, Sabo, Braggs, and Benzinger. If anyone reaches O'Neill. Fouled off, 0-2. No TV tomorrow night. It'll be a radio-only game with Tommy Green facing Jack Armstrong. We'll be back with you Thursday night. John Smoltz against Danny Jackson. Pete Smith, by the way, will pitch again.